What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's time to start my usacc group build. It's pretty late. I kind of started this build kind of late, but I think it's kind of good I'm starting late because I got to see a lot of people's builds on Facebook and on YouTube, and I get to see what they're doing and all that good stuff. So now it's time for me to start mine. We're going to go ahead and change up the plans a little bit on mine, because when I did my entry video for the usacc build, I was initially going to do a Pro Street version, but I noticed there's a lot. I mean, I'll probably say about 40, maybe 50%, if that, are doing, of the people in this group build are doing a Pro Street or some kind of drag car, which is pretty cool because the Dodge Dart is known for that. It's a really nice car for that, and it's fast for the stock engine. So I figured let's change up our plans. Let's not do a drag car, but I'll show you my plans. But here is the Dodge Dart body. I literally just pulled this out of a box. I did not even start it yet, but the body is really cool. So we got some really cool 3D printed parts already made for it. So my plan is to do, check this out, a Pro Touring car. So the Pro Touring is basically, it has a custom chassis, and we're gonna do it slam to the ground. I mean, not like a lowrider slam, but lower than it typically is. So we're gonna do a nice lowered Dodge Dart, and I could not find hardly any pictures of people lowering this car, because the Dodge Dart it's known for a drag car / being a stock car or whatever. Not many people slam it to the ground. So we're gonna do that. And this is what's going to make it possible for the front end. This is a tuner or a Pro Touring front end. This was designed by 19-3D. Same guy that did the C10 pickup that I built not too long ago. But this is pretty cool. So that's the chassis. And then here is the front suspension part thing, where the motor mounts and stuff. That's pretty cool. And then this is pretty cool because they go right into this little bar, and then the best part is it's quick straight in place, and the best part is I can adjust the wheelbase. So if it's up here more or back here, I can adjust it. So that's really cool to have that feature. And then your roller air arm separate. We have air suspension, which here it is right here. So that's pretty cool. And then we got some more suspension here and there, steering, and then we'll actually show you right here. This is all one piece right here. So I put it up just so I can have this one. So when I do mock fit it in there, I'll get an idea and how so I don't have to keep using that one. But that's what it looks like. We got the air suspension, you got some small springs in there. So, and you got the lower A-arms and stuff. So that's pretty cool. So that's gonna be our front end, but we're using this one because but this one's gonna just help us mock fit it and stuff in there. So that's pretty neat. And then the wheels and tires, since we're doing like a custom lowered car, we're going to do some custom wheels and tires. So here is the tires, that's the back ones, and then here's the front ones, fatter in the back and skinny in the front. And then the cool thing is about these wheels, they are literally the Mopar wheels, but custom, which is so cool. So they're much bigger than obviously the factory ones, and then we get obviously got our hubcaps and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And of course they're gonna be deep dish. So this is the rear tire, so it's gonna have the deep dish. That's gonna be so cool. So yeah, custom Mopar tires and wheels. That's gonna be really cool. And then probably do these paint these in body color, who knows. But that's pretty neat. I'm really looking forward to that. And that's just, it's gonna be so cool, and just slam it to the ground. So basically the only thing I have to do to the body is I'm just going to delete these fenders, because we're not going to need those fenders anymore, because literally all of the suspension is built into the frame, which is pretty cool. So we're not going to need those fenders, because these fenders, they support the stock suspension and stuff, and but we don't need that. So luckily the firewall is molded separate, so we can really just take our pliers and just snip these fenders right off. Do some cleanup, and we're good to go. We're golden, and that's gonna be easy as that. So pretty cool. So that's pretty much the only modification we're gonna do to the body. I am gonna keep this body line down. I don't want to cut it like the race car version is. I'm gonna keep it stock. We are gonna get rid of the GTS badge, because we're not gonna be using this. We're not gonna be using the GTS engine that comes in this, and we're not gonna be using any type of Hemi. We're not doing any type of Hemi. What my plan is, everybody is doing a Hemi, which, you know, makes sense. It's a Hemi dart. But I figured let's go ahead and change up my plan and let's do something completely different. Look at this little bad boy. This is a Mopar. This is a Dodge. This is a Dodge Inline 6. This is so cool. So there's the block. Then of course we got our head and stuff. Everything separate, you know, your oil pan. Really cool. This is like a slanted, you know, basically like a slanted engine, whatever the heck it is, which is so cool. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in there. And you might be wondering why you're putting like a small, you know, inline 6, like 200 horsepower max engine in a car that's basically tuned with proton chassis and stuff. But for this, we're gonna go ahead and put on a pretty cool turbo setup. Yeah, I found some pictures online. There it is on your screen, and it actually had a turbo. So, and that's really cool. So I do have some bigger turbos. I want to see how big I can fit a turbo system in there. I don't want to make them too big so it doesn't fit in the frame, but I do have some bigger ones. If I can fit a bigger turbo system in there, I'm definitely going to, because we're going to do a turbocharged inline 6 Mopar engine in there. And that thing is going to be really cool. I googled it, and they said this engine with the turbocharger, it can produce up to 600 horsepower, up to 600 to 700 horsepower, which is insane. That's basically almost, oh, I don't know how much is the I think it's 426 or 425 horsepower for the dual carb Hemi, the big Hemi. So this little guy is going to produce about almost, if not a little bit less, just a tad bit less horsepower than that main, you know, dual carb Hemi. So it's going to have a lot of power with that turbocharger. So I think it's pretty cool. And of course we have our transmission. The transmission slanted like the real engine, and then as we are doing an automatic transmission. So, and then this transmission has a long barrel or a short barrel. So we're going to see which one we're going to need, so the drive shaft can still fit in there. Now obviously our engine parts here and there and all that good stuff. And then we are going to be putting on a model car garage detailing set. So that's pretty cool. So we got the grill, we got license plate frame, we got our center console, and I am planning on using the stock interior, obviously, because we're going to be basically transforming a stock Dodge Dart into basically a tuner version. So we are going to be using the interior bucket that has the back seat and stuff. I do love these stock seats, they look really nice, so we're going to be using those. And then another thing that we might have to do some modifications to, well, we're obviously going to have to do some modifications to, is these fenders or these wheel wells for the back. Like, I might have to cut these out and make some new ones, because these are going to stop us from lowering the car as low as I wanted to get. So we're going to cut those out, make some new ones, not a big deal, and then we can just make them bigger in there so we can lower this car down, like just into the weeds and stuff. So that's going to be pretty cool. The color, we're going to be using a different color. I'm not going to do a candy color like I normally was. I want to do this body rusty. So we're going to do a rusty old Dodge Dart body, but they just cut out the front frame and just replace it with a tuner frame. I'm going to make the interior nice and clean, like they replaced the interior, but they're not going to give a crap about the exterior. They're going to keep it rusty looking. So we're going to do a lemon twist. This is pretty cool. This is actually a Mopar, or basically, yeah, Mopar stock yellow factory. And I looked up some pictures, and yeah, the Dodge Dart came in this yellow. So that's pretty cool. So we'll be using the Mopar, you know, stock color for this car, but we're gonna do it all rusty. I might do a hard top. I'm not sure. I was thinking doing a vinyl top, but we'll see. I'm not sure if we're gonna do that or not. But that's pretty cool. So we're gonna do a rusty body, but with a custom front end. We're basically gonna make the whole chassis nice and clean. We're gonna make the engine clean, like they took the engine out and rebuilt it, obviously, and to added the turbocharger. And the interior we're gonna do nice and clean. And then one other thing that I thought we're gonna do is, God damn, this chrome is really bright. But the grill. So of course we had the folded edge in there, but we got these little marker lights. This little what the heck, what do you want to call it? It's like a marker light. It's not a fog light. I just call it a marker light. We have this little marker light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can do it, if I can work around with the radiator, if we can cut this out, and then I'm going to see. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if the radiator is going to be away or not. But if it's not, we're going to cut this out, and we're going to do a direct airflow right into the turbo. So I'm going to make a custom hose, and it's going to direct, suck air right through that little hole. It's straight into the turbo, so the turbo will get as much air as possible. So more air the turbo gets, more happier the turbo is, and more happier the turbo is, more power goes to the engine, if you know what I mean. So that's what I'm planning. I'm hoping that I can do that. I think it'd be pretty cool. So that's my plan. We're gonna do a nice, stock, basically a stock Dodge Dart turn into a pro touring car. And with the stock engine, they didn't upgrade the engine. They just went ahead and step on the turbocharger into it, and it's producing a little bit more horsepower than this, the stock Hemi that comes in the Dart initially. And this makes me pretty cool. And of course, one more thing for the engine, we are going to put on parts by parts, bells and pulleys, aluminum bells and pulleys. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to do that, detail a little bit, and then of course, like I said, the parts detailing for the edge for the grill and stuff, and that's going to detail the body a lot more in the interior. But I'm looking forward to this. So this will be pretty cool. So this is my first, well, not really update, but introduction, and we're just going to change up our plans a little bit. But other than that, guys, I can't wait to start this, and this should be fun. But other than that, guys, until my next video, we'll catch you guys next time.